Welcome to Guide Mia. Today we're going to talk about building your lab team on Cympha and assigning roles. This one is for lab managers who have finished onboarding and now need to bring in designers, case intakers, AlignerBot operators, manufacturing engineers, and other coworkers. By the end you'll know the 7 lab side roles Cympha defines, how a team member signs themselves up against your lab, how the pending then approved flow works on your team page, what each role sees once approved, and how to choose between the roles that look similar. Reading the written guide takes 6 to 8 minutes. Approving a real team member takes about 90 seconds. Follow along on screen, or listen now and read later. Before any role talk, one mental model to install, because it's the thing every new lab manager looks for and doesn't find. There is no invite by email button on Cympha. Anywhere. The team flow runs the other way: request, then approve. Your future team member signs up for their own account, points it at your lab using your manager email, and picks a role. Their request lands on your team page, and you approve or reject it. Why build it that way? Because the new user always controls which email they use as their login. An invite by email flow forces a particular address on them, and self-sign-up doesn't. Once you stop hunting for the invite button, the whole flow takes about 90 seconds per person. 3 prerequisites. First, you need the lab manager role. Team approvals and membership actions belong to the lab manager. If you signed up as clinical or designer, the team page either shows you a read-only member view or tells you the page is for lab managers only. Second, your lab onboarding has to be complete. Team management is gated on a fully onboarded lab, so if the My Lab page still shows the red dot and the Onboard My Lab button, finish the wizard first. There's a lecture for it. Third, know the email addresses of the people you want to add. You won't type those emails anywhere yourself. They'll use them to sign up, but you'll be matching names against your approval list, so it helps to know what's coming. Cympha defines 7 lab side roles, and each has a specific status responsibility. Let's take the first 4. The lab manager, that's you, is the owner and primary operator. You route submitted, escalated, and shipping cases by default, and there's exactly one of you per lab for case routing. Lab admin is a lab staff observer. They see the lab's case queue, but they do not receive cases routed by status, and lab configuration and team approvals stay with you. Designer is the workhorse, a human designer who holds cases in designing, and briefly holds approved cases before they auto-advance. An AlignerBot is a special seat, mechanically a designer, but the work runs on a paired workstation through Ortho Plus. Worth knowing now, a lab without an AlignerBot seat can still take AlignerBot category cases. Designing simply falls to a human designer instead, but nothing runs automatically. Now the back of house. Case intaker is a pre-designed quality control role. They hold cases in intake review. And here's the elegant part: a lab with no case intaker skips intake review entirely. Submitted cases go straight to designing. That's by design, because not every lab wants a dedicated intake step. Manufacturing engineer handles physical fabrication and holds in manufacturing. When the lab moves a case to that status, it routes to them. Hiring one is also what makes the physical manufacturing and shipping statuses appear for your lab at all. A lab without a manufacturing engineer doesn't see them. Operational covers shipping clerks and lab coordinators. They hold shipping cases alongside you, the manager. And one structural note that applies to every role except lab manager: each has a pending variant, the state a new member sits in while waiting for your approval, with no lab side access, just a pending approval screen. The full permission grid, role by role, is on the role matrix page in the docs. Your job at this stage is a short briefing message. Send each new team member 4 things. 1. The sign-up link at app.cympha.com. 2. The exact email of your lab manager account, the one you'd see on your profile page, because they'll need it on the role selection screen, spelled exactly. 3. Which role to pick, literally write pick designer, or pick manufacturing engineer, so there's no guessing at the screen. And 4. A caution for AlignerBot specifically: picking the Guide Mia AlignerBot role triggers a subscription prompt, because that seat is tied to the paid desktop engine. If the person doesn't actually intend to run AlignerBot, they should pick designer instead. A human designer can still take on ortho cases manually. From there, they sign up with email and password, or a linked account, verify their email, and land on the Select Your Role screen. Their side takes under a minute, and it helps to know it so you can talk them through it over the phone. First they sign up with an email and a password, or with a linked account, and verify their email address. That lands them on the Select Your Role screen. There, they type your lab manager email into the field labeled Lab Manager Email, and click Find. Your name and email appear in a small confirmation card. That's their proof they're pointing at the right lab, and your first line of defense against a typo. Then they pick the radio button for their role, designer, manufacturing engineer, whichever you told them, and click the Submit button at the bottom, which is labeled Submit with their chosen role spelled out on it. Their account is created in a pending state, and they see an approval pending screen explaining that you have to approve them before they can take on work. If they picked AlignerBot, the subscription prompt fires first. And that's genuinely all they can do. From this moment, the ball is in your court. Now the 90 seconds you actually spend. Sign in and click My Team in the sidebar. The page header reads My Team, with the subtitle about managing membership requests and your designer team. 2 cards stacked down the page: approval requests, pending sign-ups waiting on your decision, and team members, the already approved people. In approval requests, the new sign-up shows as a row, their name and email, the pending role label, say, designer, pending, their current lab, which is empty for a fresh sign-up but populated if they're switching from another lab, and the requested lab, which should be you. Click Approve, and a toast confirms the designer was added to your team. Their pending role flips to the active one, and on their next page load they see the real designer view. Click Reject instead, and the pending request is cleared. The person keeps their account and can request a different lab. After approval, the member appears in the team member's card, and 2 controls their matter. Turn off disables the member entirely. A turned off member can't sign in at all. Their login is revoked immediately and stays revoked until you click Turn on. Their account and history survive, which makes this the right tool for extended leave, not a punishment button. Delete, the red trash icon, removes the member from your team. Their account itself survives, they're just detached from your lab. But their open assignments need rerouting first, and the order matters. Before you click delete on a designer who's leaving, open the case queue, filter for the cases assigned to them, and click reassign on each row to pick a new designer. Only then come back to the team page and delete them. There is also a pending change column you'll rarely see filled. It populates when a member has requested to switch to a different lab, and it's a clue worth noticing when an approval behaves strangely, as we'll see in troubleshooting. Practical guidance for the ambiguous choices. 1 lab manager per lab, that's you, don't try to add a second. For a co-owner, a senior partner, or a practice manager who just needs to keep an eye on throughput, use Lab Admin. They see the lab's cases without joining the design or shipping rotation, and lab settings and team approvals stay with you. Use Designer for anyone doing actual design work. They see only the cases assigned to them, and they hold designing and briefly approved. Use AlignerBot only for the user account paired with the Ortho Plus workstation that runs automated design. It's a machine seat as much as a person, and it normally goes hand in hand with installing the Cympha Agent Manager on that machine. Use Case Intaker if you want a quality gate between submission and designing. Skip it if your designers are happy to triage as they go. Manufacturing Engineer goes to whoever runs your printers, mills, and finishing benches, and remember, moving a case to in manufacturing routes it to them. Operational goes to shipping clerks. And on the pair people confuse most, lab admin versus operational, the admin observes, while the operational member can actually hold shipping cases. So if someone needs to be in the shipping rotation, that's operational. It's what puts them in the case routing at all. One last rule that governs all of this: you cannot stack 2 roles on one account. So a new member is approved. What do they actually see when they sign in? Designers and the AlignerBot seat work from My Assignments, a page listing the cases assigned to them for processing, with a patient name search and a status filter. A case intaker sees what's routed to them, anything sitting in intake review. A manufacturing engineer sees the cases moved to in manufacturing. Operational members see the lab's case queue and hold shipping cases alongside you. A lab admin sees the same queue purely as an observer. And every lab staffer who isn't the manager gets a read-only version of the team page, a lab manager card plus a table of the other active members in the lab, with no approval controls. So if a new member reports that they can't see any of this, the likeliest explanation is that they're still pending. Check your approval requests before debugging anything else. There's no single right org chart, the roles compose. A well-staffed lab has 1 lab manager, 1 or more designers for the work you do manually, an AlignerBot user only if you actually offer AlignerBot, a case intaker only if you want quality control before design, a manufacturing engineer if you make physical appliances, digital-only labs delivering files and plans can skip that entirely, and an operational person if your manufacturing engineer doesn't also handle shipping. And the floor is low. A smaller lab gets away with just a lab manager plus 1 or 2 designers. The intake step is skipped automatically. Manufacturing and shipping default to the lab manager, and digital deliveries don't need a manufacturing engineer at all. Start small and add roles when a real person takes on the responsibility, not before. 4 snags and their fixes. A new sign-up isn't appearing on your approval list. Check 3 things. Did they type your manager email exactly? Did they finish the role selection flow rather than stopping at the find step? And have you refreshed the page? The team page polls, but a forced refresh closes the gap. A designer's assignments page is empty. Either no cases have been assigned yet, assignment is your action, from the queue, or their membership is switched off, in which case they can't even sign in. Check the team member's card. The Approve button seems to do nothing. Read the toast bar at the bottom right of the screen, and if it's showing an error, the usual cause is that the team member has since pointed their request at a different lab. You can confirm it from the row itself. Their current lab column now shows your name, while requested lab shows somebody else's. Your row is simply stale. Use reject to clear it. In an AlignerBot user that keeps failing to dispatch needs 3 things at once: the AlignerBot role on your team, that user paired to a workstation running the agent and Ortho Plus, and an active Ortho Plus subscription on the paired account. The AlignerBot setup lecture covers all 3. That's the team model: 7 roles, 1 flow, they request, you approve, and a lab that routes every case to the right person by status. From here, the natural next lectures are assigning a case to a designer, which is what your queue is for now that the team exists, and the designer's first day, which shows the other side of the approval you just clicked. And when you need the complete permission grid, role by role, the docs have a dedicated role matrix reference. All of this is in writing at cympha.com. Head to the docs section and open Build Your Lab Team and Assign Roles, with the role matrix page right beside it. If these walkthroughs are helping, do subscribe. We're covering every Cympha workflow, one lecture at a time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.